I am Jane Odom, and I'm here today to talk about some things on the AAC Language Lab that you can utilize while we are home to help your student or your child become a better communicator. So today it's all about feelings. And I will tell you this, that these books are one of my favorite because I actually made this book when my son was 4 years old. Chase is now 21, and it's just so funny that this book has kind of hung in there, and it's so funny because people will remember him looking like this, and when they see him now, they're like, you can't be the same kid, because yes, they do grow up, and they survive all of this that we're going through. So this is a wonderful time to bring up feelings and to talk about emotions and let our child, let them tell us that they're feeling happy or they're scared or they're sad because they don't get to see their friends. So this is a great little book that you can read that's going to have, Chase feeling happy and then Chase feeling sad, and it goes through a variety of different emotions. So make sure on the child's communication device, no matter what they're using, you show them where those feeling words are. Okay, so make sure that they have access to it. Then there's another one that you can use that we kind of created for young adults or for older kids that, maybe you're working with an older student. So these are based on animals. So it's a little bit more age appropriate, and it isn't a 4-year-old boy, but it's a dog that feels happy or a panda bear that feels sad. All right, so you have a couple different options as far as your books go. Again, I'm partial to this one just because Chase was 4 years old there, and now he's 21. So also with this lesson plan are some other kinds of fun games that you can play just to practice using those feeling words and getting the student to identify them. So there's a whole set of situation cards that can be printed out, and you show things like, all right, when you're reading a book, how do you feel? When you're dancing, how do you feel? When you're watching the news, how do you feel? You don't want to know how I feel when I'm watching the news. But anyway, you can print out these situation cards, and then there's a couple blank ones that you can add your own, or you can just create more and talk about situations that are relevant to your family and ask your student to tell you how they feel about those kinds of things. Okay, and then finally there's a really fun game that's included. You can print this out, and this is a little feelings cube, and you can roll this and you get silly and you say, oh, tell me something that happens and makes you feel silly, or something that happened that makes you feel sad. And then this is a nice way for that student to be able to explore their device and maybe find things on there that you aren't necessarily working on, but a lot of times kids like to play on their device, and that's great because they're exploring where that vocabulary is. There's also a link to a wordless video on the feelings lesson plan called Paperman, and it is by Disney, or Pixar, I think maybe, and it is just fabulous. So you can watch the video, and the character in the video has a lot of different feelings, and so you can stop the video and talk about how do you think he's feeling, but it's wonderful because there's no words to the video, so it's really kind of fun to watch.